Namaskar and welcome to this Astrology show. We have a great guest, extremely popular and from Delhi, and we are going to talk about Bhagwan Ram and the new mandir which is opening up. I think that's a news global now. Sitting 10,000 miles away from India, we can feel the pleasure in Bhagwan Ram's temple getting inaugurated, and we really feel, and not just us. I always say that American Hindus are much bigger in number than Indian Americans because Indian Americans just relate to people from India, but out of which 80% are Hindus. But when you say American Hindus, includes those people from India, Hindus from India, Hindus from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Hindus from Central Asia, Hindus from Fiji, Guyana, Trinidad, Tobago, South America, Brazil, Chile. There are a lot of Hindus everywhere. And they all are feeling very strongly for this Mandir, especially Hindus from Guyana and Barbados. So let us welcome Shri Kapil Mishra again on our show.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. So it's such a happy occasion, and then this is like a 500 years of wait that we had. That's called patience, and we have patiently waited. And one viewpoint I heard, and I totally agree with that, is that we were not given this Mandir as a respect. We had to fight it out in courts. Like 1 billion Hindus had to literally depend on the Supreme Court of India to get their principal symbol of faith. What do you have to say on that?
First of all, I would like to congratulate everyone. It's such a divine occasion, and we are getting our land back, our holy land, Ram Janmabhoomi back. And now a Bhavya Grand Ram temple will be built there. Hindus from all across the globe, we all have waited for 500 years for this day. And one thing, it's not only a court battle, a legal battle, it was a real bloodbath that happened over last 500 years. Uh, at one time, when Mir Baki came to Ayodhya ji and destroyed, demolished the Ram temple there, it is believed that he killed 100,000 Hindus. 1,75,000 is the number that it is believed that he actually killed to demolish the temple, and people actually fought. They had no weapons. They were just common citizens, common Hindus, and they fought with the mighty army of Mir Baki. Babur sent that army to demolish Ram temple, and then since then every time whenever Hindus got got a chance, they tried to build the Rama temple there. And then after independence, a legal battle also started. Legal battle actually started even before the independence. And yes, you can how tolerate Hindus are, that even after the independence we followed a legal process which should not have been there if Hindu majority nation, we could have just easily built the Ram temple forcefully as well. But we followed the legal process in new democratic country after independence. And yes, here we are. Lord Rama, he has his plans how to fulfill. He wanted to live in tent, so he lived in tent. Now he wants to live in his home, well-built home. So Rama is building his own home there, and all the Hindus from all across globe will definitely go there for the darshan. Amazing occasion, historical day, and once in thousand years such occasions come in the life of a community, in life of a religion. And yes, I think words cannot describe the feeling that such a divine occasion it is.
Now, in New York, I particularly noticed that the Guyanese Hindu community and the Barbados, Trinidad, Tobago Hindu community, they have retained their strong connections to Ayodhya. Many of them migrated many hundreds of years back from Ayodhya and these regions to these countries, and they are the ones who are leading the initiatives for Ram all over New York, Brooklyn, Bronx, Times Square, and these are the people who are actually on the ground buying all the ad spaces. And there's so much excitement. There is a just yesterday there was a grand Ram Lala Aarti in a Ram Mandir in Bronx in New York, and I participated online with them, and I cannot believe like they have retained the old culture, and they are also willing to do anything for Ram in New York. So, what do you say on that? Such a happy occasion for us.
This is the magic of Ramlala. And yes, the no, the bells, the Shankha Dhwani, it will all across the globe people will hear it. And even those people who do not know about Rama, who do not know about Hindu Dharma, they are also fortunate enough that they will also know see the image of Rama. They will also hear the arti and bhajans of Rama. So these people actually are doing a favor to America. On the land of America, Ramadhun, when people will sing Ramadhun on 5th of August, I think even America will also know kind of that purification, the improvement, the positive energy, sattvic, tattva, that will spread even in USA when all these events will be organized around Lord Rama in USA or anywhere in any country. And I think the world will change. India will definitely change, and the world will change after the Rama Janmabhoomi temple will start constructing, and once the temple is there, so I am very sure this is a sign of positivity. This is a sign of no golden age coming back. This is a sign that terrorist ideologies will not be able to rule or dominate anymore. Spiritual ideologies, ideologies that believe in karma, ideologies that believe in atma. Those religions, those philosophies and ideologies will dominate in the future. And construction of Rama temple is just a first step towards that direction.
New York is one of the most important cities of the world, and anything major in the US or in the world, if it is starts from New York, has a big impact. And I
Yes,
think the global Hindu community, which is totally spread in all other parts of the world, also they have retained their culture, and in New York they are represented in big numbers. So there are small areas in New York which are like there is some parts which will be all Guyanese, some parts will be all Barbados, Trinidad. I have a lot of connections with them. They call West Indians, and there are some parts will be Brazilians. But for this Ram temple, this is the first time I have seen all of them coming together. First time, and they have taken a lead over the Hindus from India in one many ways. So it's not just related to excitement in India. It's about excitement from the other Hindus, which were I can tell you, Dallas is a huge Fiji population. Hindus from Fiji. Now there is a huge contingent, 15 buses going from Dallas all the way to New York to
wow,
to
yes,
just celebrate this.
yeah.
So it's a global phenomena. So so it really proves that Ram is a figure which is bigger than any community or anything. So can Ram be owned by one section of the Hindu population? So that's my question.
Definitely not. Definitely not. And all these nations that you have referred, Aditya ji, Mauritius, Fiji, Trinidad, Tobago, they are basically Awadhi people. Ramcharit Manas is actually written in their language, the language that they still speak in their families. I know so many people from Mauritius and Fiji, and they in their homes even today they speak the same language that is used in Ramcharitmanas by Tulsidas. So it's their language. That kind of connection you can imagine. Yeah, yes, they moved out of our region. They moved out of UP, Bihar, and all these places. They went to away places, but many homes still do Sundarkand every Tuesday. Many homes still do no Ram Bhajan every day. So that connection is there, and they have derived their strength and their inspiration from Lord Rama, and that's what kept them going in those faraway places, and how they now have built Hindu civilization, Hindu culture in all these nations, just because this strength that they derived from their faith in Lord Rama. So definitely, it's just natural that there is this excitement and energy, and I think people, many people in India, they also need to understand and realize this, that you can't no limit Lord Rama to yourself. You can't limit Lord Rama to a particular region or particular language or so particular race, whatever. It's he's Lord of this universe, and this is his Maya. That's why it's happening all across the globe when Rama temple is being built. Why it's a celebration in London, celebration in New York, celebration in Australia, celebration in Thailand, Bangkok. People are planning big celebration. So global celebration, first time happening around something, some occasion, some Hindu occasion. It's happening for the first time globally. So that's why I'm saying it's Rama Maya, and it's happening like that. Bhagwan Ram ka bal roop hai. So he's in no shape of a child in Ayodhya. So all the more love and all the more celebration will happen for the baby Ram Lala. So that's why we see, every other god is also happy. All the divine creations are happy and celebrating, and that's why the whole every country will look like as if there is a big celebration going on 5th of August. And I would like to thank these Hindus from Ghana, from Barbados, from Trinidad, Tobago, from Fiji. I would like to thank them that they have taken this initiative and came forward and organizing such big scale events. Amazing it is, seriously.
So, what is the change in consciousness of the world that you see from your perspective, beginning of with the construction of this Ram Mandir?
I think first change has already happened. Uh, Land has been taken back. First time in last 2000 years, any civilization has been able to take its land back from them. This is happening for the first time. So this is beginning of a change. This is happening for the first time that now we are proudly using the name of Lord Rama and singing his songs, celebrating his birthplace. So this is a very big positive change among Hindus all across the globe. We are no more no shy about talking about our religion, or no wearing our identity on our sleeves. We do it proudly all across the globe. It is that change is happening. People are coming back to yoga. People are coming back to shloka. People are coming back to Vedic math and Vedic Vigyan. So all these things have already started happening, and I think more of it will happen when we will proudly go out and talk about our religion and our culture. More people will come and join us. Uh, just because we were shying away, we were not talking about our religion. We were actually having this inferiority complex inside us. That's why world was not aware what Hinduism is, what Lord Rama is, what Hindutva, Hindu Dharma, Vedic culture is. But once we get rid of that shyness, once we get rid of that inferiority complex, we go out, we proudly talk about our past, our history, our present, our knowledge, culture, civilization, and more people will understand that if there is anything called Manav Dharma, that is Hindu Dharma.
Now, very well put, Kapilji. One more thing I was thinking was, or just a question for you. You mentioned about Ram is everybody's property, is everybody's Bhagwan, not just one community or only Hindus. It's for everyone. Because when Ram was there, nobody else was there except Ram and Ram Rajya and Ram Bhagwan. There is a phenomena of talking about Ram Rajya without Ram or teachings of Ram. So how do you answer that thing? Like, why people talk about Ram Rajya but no Ram? So, but now we are getting the Ram back, so automatically we get Ram Rajya back also.
The people who really are afraid of Rama, who are afraid that yes, Ramarajya can actually happen, they talk about Ramarajya minus Rama. So what they think that they can use some terms, misinterpret the term, delete the religious and cultural and civilizational aspect of it, and then they will claim this is Hindutva and you don't know Hindutva, we know Hindutva. So they will say someone if someone is killing you, you don't hit back, and that is Hindutva. And if you defend yourself or if you hit back, then you don't understand Rama. But Hindus over the centuries know one thing very clearly that Rama is with Dhanush Ban. Rama is not without Dhanush Ban. So and Rama is also with Shesh Nag Avatar Lakshmana. So that's the deadly combination for Asuras. So I think that we must know it and we must understand it and we must talk about it proudly and aggressively and convince and we should be convinced about it. So all these Marich I will call them, so they change their outlook, but inside there is a asura sitting. So those kind of marich talk about ram rajya minus rama, because when they will talk about ram, the asura inside them will die. So they avoid talking about ram and they still want to talk about ram rajya. Real ram rajya will come when people will understand what rama is, when people will start. So who is Hindu? You said it, Rama is not limited to Hindus. So I just little bit take it to extend it to next level. Who is a Hindu? So anyone who believes in karma, anyone who believes that whatever you will do, you will that will get come back to you. So those who believe in karma, so it's not about whether you are worshipping one particular god and all your sins will wash away. No. If you believe in karma, then you are a Hindu. If you believe in rebirth and previous birth and the cycle, that whatever you are doing now, it is connected to your past life and future life, then you are a Hindu. If you believe in existence of soul, in existence of Atma, then you are Hindu, because no other religion actually talk about it or accept it. So anyone, whether he is right now following a Christianity or Islam, if somewhere deep inside their heart, maybe they cannot talk about it, but if somewhere deep inside their heart or deep inside their mind, they believe that karma works, they believe that next life is there, and they believe that there is a soul inside this body, then they all are Hindu, whether they accept it or not. And sooner or later, the soul inside them will realize it, will understand it, and will make them move towards that direction.
What an excellent reply, and also what an good information with deep realization. I can say that one of the things which is happening in the US, I can say more and more people, when there is a census survey, they write themselves as unaffiliated, because they do not know what they call themselves as, because they believe in karma, they believe in the reincarnation, they believe in yoga, and they get a lot of medical benefits also from doing yoga. So now, if they write themselves as Christians, then they cannot justify their own faith. So when they write as Hindu, for them it feels like they're writing a religion or something like that. All that unaffiliated population believes in everything what you said.
Yes.
And,
और
and
हम तो हमारे यहाँ तो कहते ही है ना आदित्य जी, हमारे सो देयर इज अ सेइंग, जिसका कोई नहीं है उसका राम है. तो ऑल these unaffiliated people are actually affiliated to Rama.
if they somewhere get the concept of Sanatan Dharma, or the religion of the soul, then I think they will emphatically write that. And I think that should be the next campaign in the US. Don't write unaffiliated, write Sanatani or something like that.
That's why we see people like Will Smith coming to Rishikesha. So even after all the wealth and all the glamour and everything in the world, even after that, where they end up in search of peace, they end up on the banks of Ganga.
Mm.
So that's what Sanatan Dharma is. That's what the power of Sanatan Dharma is. That's what the deep understanding of Sanatan Dharma is. So whatever you do in your life, if you really want to live in peace, live with peace, in peace with the nature, if you really want to listen to your heart and your soul, you will end up following Sanatan Dharma. And Sanatan Dharma is what? Sanatan Dharma is living in tandem with the nature, respecting your rivers, respecting your trees, respecting your mountains, respecting all the animals, respecting each other, and also it's not only respecting but also fight with full fiery power when someone try to demolish or destroy your gods and your faith and your culture. So the combination of both becomes a Hindu.
Great point, and I think thank you, Kapilji, for sharing all these things. One last question before we sign off. Uh, the uh, so the so we are inaugurating a temple in Ayodhya, and the impact is being seen in the US. And in the US, the Ram Bhakta or devotees of Ram are making the times now like flare up.
Times Square, huh? Yeah.
Times Square flare up with all the images. What is it going to happen parallelly in India in an urban center, whether it's a Delhi or Bombay or anywhere else? Is there anything over there happening?
Oh, a lot of things are happening. You can't even imagine what's happening in India in every household. It's not only in urban centers, even in remote villages, even in high mountains of Himalayas, cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Guwahati. Massive preparations are taking place in spite of Corona and emergency situations. For example, in Delhi Center Connaught Place Hanuman Mandir, big Aarti and and live of Bhumi Pujan is being planned, and it's happening in all across in every city. People will celebrate 5th August like Deepavali evening. So in the evening, people are going to put up lights at their homes and diyas and bhajan kirtan and sweets distribution. Bhandara will start from early in the morning. Sundarkand Path are being organized, and massive events are being planned in Maharashtra, in Delhi, in various cities of UP, in Gujarat, even in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Massive events are being planned. So in next few days you will see how big plans are being made. So one thing I can assure you, in terms of scale of celebration and in terms of grand nature of celebration, Hindus in India, you can't beat them. So they know how to make it big. So it's going to be a big. So Ram Lala Mandir is coming up. Every single Hindu is very excited, very motivated, very happy about it, and we will celebrate in big way.
August 15 was a bad news and a good news. Independent division of Bharat was a bad news, and independence of India, political independence of India was a big news. But August 5 is the real independence. In last three, four
Yes,
events we have seen, has become the symbol of new independence of Hindus. The majority of
yes.
Indians are Hindus. So that August 5, I think, has to be registered in the history of the world. As
Yes, it will be, and this is a symbol of our independence, beginning of independence, cultural independence, civilizational independence. So I so agree with you. You have very aptly you are connecting it with the independence of Bharat Mata.
Bharat Mata. Thank you so much. And Kapilji, it's always a pleasure to speak with you. And we'll
Thank
welcome
you,
you
Aditya
on
ji.
Sathology channel. Namaskar.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting.